Okay, hello everybody. Check it out. I didn't put a title in this Periscope video because I'm sitting right now. I'll show you where I'm sitting here in a second. Because I'm sitting in a location to where I can barely see the home screen. I got so much sun and shade on me at the same time. It's really weird. All right, so let me take a puff off my cigarette. I stopped off here to take a break on my way to a place I'm going to be going. All right, give me a second here, okay? Let me put the cigarette out. Alright, let's see if any asshole approaches me while I'm sitting here. I don't even give a fuck if they ask me questions out of concern. I'm just fucking sitting here, you know? But, I've had these wild assholes. I'm referring to gang stalking crimes, and please excuse my language. I've had these wild animals who host this crime prop up people to ask me questions and shit when I'm in the middle of making a Periscope video. And they've also propped up idiots they've used in the past who've been caught on tape to just fucking stand around me when I'm making a video. Probably hoping that I fucking include them in the video, pointing them out. Check it out, baby cakes and sweet peas and munchkin butts. Alright, let me get this bag off the bike here. Oh, so I'm gonna show you something. Alright, check this out. I went and picked these up today, and I'm aware that you probably can't see them too good, but that's okay. Now, one of the main reasons I decided to make this video is I want to show you this brand new bike of mine. It's still in like 99% perfect condition when it was bought about 3 months ago. And in the near future, I'm going to be buying some camouflage paint and painting it. It's got a front rack on it. Hold on, I gotta wait for this annoying dweeb to pass by. Okay, so it's got a front bike rack on it. That's brand new. It didn't come with the bike. I bought it, and then I put a cable lock around it. Then I got I got a back bike rack on the back. These are new panniers I bought today. So this will be my second set of those. I also bought a duffel bag, a new backpack, and some clothes. And that's what's in all this. Now I got a backup set of panniers, and so you can just assume that they look very similar to this one. And the reason why I bought this one is because this one has got another case that goes on top of it too, giving you more room to put stuff in. And so I wanted to kind of show you this. Right now, that's the backpack I bought. That's on top of it, but it's got a case that goes on top of it. So these pannier bags, they go on both sides. And if you can't see it too well, then I'm sorry about that. I'll make another video if you can't see them too well. But I'm showing you this in order to show you that I got this property. And the reason why I'm doing that is because these satanic crimes, these satanic gang stalking crimes are very big in property theft and property damage. You know, they're making women homeless all over the country by the tens of thousands every fucking year. And then when they put them out on the street, they then track them to where they go to, homeless shelters and so on. Human trafficking. Oh, absolutely. So you can also research how they stage vehicle accidents. So when these women, before or after they make them homeless, they end up with no car. Because they want them physically out on the street, and then they go after their finances and a bunch of other shit in between, or shortly thereafter. So I went through about 6 bikes since 2011 out here in San Diego. One was flat out stolen. The other ones they damaged. And this is a brand new one. I've had it a little bit. I think I've had it now maybe a little over 90 days. And it's in perfect condition. And as of right now, they haven't harmed it. But there's a lot of gang stalking towards me going on outside and inside the Vons grocery store on Regents Road and Arabia Street. They staged a physical event between me and a big black guy last time I was there, which was just 3 days ago. They staged an event towards me using him outside and inside. They used him to employ the blocking technique. Okay? And then they go off on you if you maybe touch them when you're trying to get around them. Okay? Which is part of the purpose of why they use the blocking technique. But they also do that towards me on the road as well to cause me to fall off the bike. Let me tell you something about this satanic crime connected to these filthy human trafficking whores that host it. If you're on your bike, see when I start using this pannier thing, and this pannier's got 2 saddlebags, one for each side, and then it's got another bag that goes on the top. Okay, my other pannier bags just had the bags that go on the right and the left. Okay, now, if you put anything on top of the thing that's on the top of it, then it's very hard for you to walk up to the bike and put your leg over the seat and then to get on the bike. Well, if you see a car coming that definitely looks like it's going to cut you off intentionally, you should also research color-coded vehicles and color coding in gang stalking. So when they go to fucking cut you off when you're riding your bike, you're not going to be able to lift your leg over to get off the bike, so you can even just throw the bike away from you so you can get out of the way of the car. All right, hold on a minute. So you can get out of the way of the car. That's literally how bad this crime is, okay? They'll wait until you get to a friggin' intersection, and they'll have a car beep right around the corner. Say if you're on the road right here, okay? Say if you're on the road and you're approaching the intersection right there, and you're on the road and you're coming this way, they'll have a fucking car come up in this lane, and he'll be right up against the fucking curb in order to make sure he either hits you or causes you to fucking go out in traffic and get hit by a second car. That's literally how bad gang stalking is. And you should also know this, when they cause a victim to fall off a bike, whether the bike runs into anything or not, which is why they broke the brakes off my last bike, okay, including within 3 weeks of buying it. Think about it. If you get knocked off your bike, or if you fall off your bike in order to avoid not getting knocked into something that they're propping up, and you break your ankle or a finger or your wrist or your toe, well, I don't know how much you have had accidents in your life, but the point being is that they've staged vehicle accidents before causing me to fall off my bike. Absolutely, head first. Absolutely. So the point being is, go to Google and type in at Google how much it costs a hospital to take care of a broken finger, a broken hand, a broken wrist, a broken ankle, a broken toe, a broken leg. Look at what the insurance costs are for that, which is an additional reason why they're doing it. Medical insurance fraud schemes. By staging accidents, staging vehicle accidents, and then making them look like an accident. I had a bitch just almost fucking tried to literally run me off the fucking, literally almost collide in with me at the parking lot where CVS and Whole Foods Market and the post office is at, right over here off of Illinois Square Drive. She seen me coming. She had like 40. She seen me coming. Literally, she had 45 seconds to stop. Literally, and she just kept coming. Literally. Okay? Now, they know that when you're on this, they already know that you're not going to be able to stop immediately and take your foot over the seat in order to try and get off the bike so you can avoid being hit. Okay? They know that you're not going to be able to do that with this shit on the bike. And if you don't think that gang stalking does not look at every meticulous detail, them saying to themselves, okay, how's she going to get off the bike fast if she's got this shit on her? If you pull, let me tell you something right now. There's thousands of victims all over the internet right now stating that they're being gang stalked in their vehicles when they're out on the road. Which is why I say go to Google and type in staged vehicle accidents and gang stalking. Okay? They'll fucking knock you off your bike. Okay? Absolutely. So, I'm going to give you a fast example and then I'll let you go. So, right over here, this isn't the best intersection to give you this example at, but check this out. Now, this intersection right here is got a pretty good significant opening. So you would be able to see, say if you were going this way, and then maybe if you got out onto the road, okay, well, somebody being behind you, if they still knock you off the bike coming up from behind you, that's one thing. But the main thing I'm talking about is that when you're coming up on intersections where you can't see if there's a car coming to it to make a right, and then when they make the right, they're right up on you because you're going in the opposite direction towards it. That's where they really cut me off at, using white vehicles, black vehicles, and so on. And every single motherfucker that has attempted to do it to me was engaging in gang stalking physical gestures. Google that to the sensitization method of gang stalking. Putting their hands to their face. Because gang stalking wants you to know that when something's happening to you and or your property, they want you to know that it's done through gang stalking. And they do it by and through these sensitization techniques, which is, I mean, why do you think when you go to Google and you type in sensitization and color coding and anchoring and all that other dumb bullshit? Oh, hold on. And all that other dumb bullshit. Why do you think that's going on? That's going on so they can anchor negative associations in the victim's mind to specific acts, to specific sounds, to specific words and phrases. Okay? And then when they stage a vehicle accident, as it's transpiring or right when it's transpiring, they'll engage in that act in order to send you that mental implied message that yes, this is a staged event because of gang stalking. So just research the anchoring method of gang stalking, the sensitization technique of gang stalking, the direct conversation method of gang stalking, and so on and so forth. And you'll understand what I mean. Okay, so the reason why I made this video is to show you this bike is in perfect condition. It's like, it still looks 99.9% brand new. The only reason it's got a little bit of rust on it is because it's been caught in some rain lately. And they stole my bike grease for the chain at a wooded area, and some WD-40. Okay? So you can see my brakes are fine, okay? Alright, hold on. You can see my brakes are fine. And by the way, this one keeps popping off, so I'm starting to wonder if they're fucking with it when I'm in the store. Because they staged a person I almost collided in with last week, and right when I went to go stop, that bike wire thing had already been popped. And I didn't realize it because I got on the bike when I came out of the store. Okay? So instead of breaking the brakes, what they're doing is just fucking tampering with them. So then when they, and you don't notice it until you get on the bike, and then they stage somebody to collide in with you, and you go to press on the brakes, and the friggin' brake ain't even connected to it because it's been taken out of this little mechanism here. Okay? Because they know I already made videos about staged vehicle accidents and them fucking with my brakes concerning my last bike. They destroyed the brakes on the last bike. Oh, absolutely. I'd be fucking going down the road, any direction, any road, any direction. I'll be approaching a fucking intersection. Like, you see this dumb bitch right here with the fucking taillights and the white cars? Google that to gang stalking. Now, I'm not implying that that's because of gang stalking, but Google it to gang stalking. Taillights and white cars? Absolutely. It's just it's a visual anchor when they do it. Okay? And it's stupid bullshit where they're attaching negative meanings to meaningless bullshit. Okay, so I wanted to show you this because when I paint this bike the camouflage color, that's being done for security and strategic purposes. Since this crime made me homeless when I'm going in and out of wooded areas, they'll prop up assholes to fucking be going up and down the road. They'll use neighbors to report you. Oh, I saw a girl coming or going from this area, from that area with a big silver bike. But the main reason why I'm doing it is because I don't want this bike to stick out at wooded areas because of the color. So when I paint this camouflage, I'm going to make a video right before I paint it. I haven't even ordered the paint yet through Amazon, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, and so it's still, I want everybody to know that when I paint this bike, it's a new bike being painted. Okay? So stay tuned to either this account. I do have another phone that I make Periscope videos through. And I ain't going to be able to make any more Periscope videos as of March 31st, 2021. That's this month. Because Periscope is closing down. They're moving to Twitter. So I'll make a video upcoming that shows you where I'll paste my Twitter link in the title of it, so you can, because I can still make videos through Twitter. In fact, that's where Periscope's going, through Twitter. You got to use the Twitter app to make one instead of, and it gets saved as a Periscope video to you get a Periscope link, but it doesn't get saved to your Periscope account. Okay, so I want to let everybody know that. So I tell you what, when I make a video here in the near future, I'm gonna put my Twitter handle in the title. It's right now I can just tell you it. It is the @ symbol on your keyboard, lowercase HIGGINSGGGG. Neo Exposing Truth is the name of the account. So these are brand spanking new bike panniers, and the ones that I have been using, which are also brand new, they're gonna be hit at a wooded area. Let's see if they disappear. All right, I gotta let you go. Look at what I gotta live through because of these wild, filthy horses. I could have my own car right now if it wasn't for these 6 satanic bitches. Because if I bought a car, if I bought a camper, if I bought a 4x4, they would sabotage it mechanically and electrically, wait for me to go through my money to fix it, and then they would stage a vehicle accident so you would lose it. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so which is what they did in Michigan. Oh, absolutely. So I wanted to kind of, hold on a second. I got some dumb skank behind me right now. So anyways, the great majority of this crime concerning the sensitization method is where they're just using fucking idiots, okay, and propping up these useful idiots to have them present something in your environment that they know they got you sensitized to, and I'm referring they as being the host of the crime. Okay. Like the guy that blocked me and caused the incident at Vaughn's, he's been caught on tape before on at least 2 other occasions saying suck dick and gang stalk right at Vaughn's. But the day they stage the event, they don't have him say it. Alright, hold on. So anyways, see, because the people who host this crime Google cyber surveillance and gang stalking, so they know you're making videos exposing them and exposing evidence. So on days when they stage, so they can see that in your videos you say you wear a running recording tape recorder on you at all times. It was caught on tape today when I went out and about to take care of my business today, picking up these panniers from my mailbox. Okay, my PO box. So it was caught on tape today. Alright? So, alright, what was I going to say? Hold on, bear with me a second. I'm a teeny bit distracted here. So, we're going to see if they, oh my God, you would not believe how much they use neighbors connected to this fucking crime. In fact, check this out. Go to Google and type in at Google the ACLU flyer and gang stalking. Type that in at Google, and then within the first pages that come up, you should see a blog that has an and then within the text that's introducing the blog, its link, you'll see where it says ACLU flyer, or you'll see the flyer itself. And even the ACLU is calling out neighbors connected to this crime. Neighbors and law enforcement. Okay? The fact about how neighbors are used against victims, oh, absolutely. And you know what you should really do as well is type in neighborhood watch group and gang stalking. And community policing and gang stalking. Because, see, you got to understand something. See, we're looking at a completely innocent person. Okay? Just an average citizen who is completely innocent. So, do you really think it's natural for community members to be applying gang stalking techniques around the victim, concerning the victim, and sometimes, do you really think it's normal for people to get around a victim and repeat gang stalk, oh my God, and suck my DSTK? Caught on 8,600 audio files. Do you really think it's natural for total strangers to be harassing another total stranger by having them wear color-coding clothing and color-coded cars? Do you really think that that's natural? Of course that's not natural. So what is motivating the neighbors and the community to do this against total strangers that they don't even know? Is the neighborhood watch group one conduit concerning where they're getting the neighbors to, where the neighbors are being told lies about the victim, and then they're told a picture of the victim, and then they're told where to go and where to be at because the ones who are using them know where the victim's at. Now, that's not the only thing going on in gang stalking. That's only about 1% of it out of 100. That's only like 1% of it, because there's multiple ways they're getting the community to harass the victim for them. Now, most of these people that are driving around in color-coded vehicles and wearing color-coded attiring, they probably don't even know that what they're doing is connected to gang stalking. They're just told what to do and where to go. Okay? The ones who get around a victim and drive around in their color-coded vehicles, they probably don't even know what they're doing is connected to gang stalking. You gotta remember, gang stalking is hosted by human traffickers. By human traffickers, mass murderers, literally, Google all my statements. So these satanic bitches who are hosting this fucking crime, do you really think that they're walking up to neighbors and saying, hey neighbor, we're connected to human trafficking, so we want you to be able to help us bother a person so it assists us in breaking that victim down mentally and emotionally, because they're doing a million other things to the victim too concerning the crime itself. Right? And then all these little stabs that the victim endures, like using that as a metaphorical term. When a victim is forced to see 60 different people propped up around them to gaslight them through different sensitization techniques every day, that's keeping the victim's brain mentally preoccupied. Even the body starts reacting to it. Okay? So they're using the community for that. And a lot when it comes to a lot of the gang stalking propped up props, in order to remind the victim about the fucking crime. But you got to think about this with common sense and even critical thinking. Why would total strangers be harassing another total strangers in extremely peculiar ways? And who's telling these strangers where the victim's at? Those satanic bitches are the ones who are connected to the human trafficking. So why then is the neighborhood watch group on the internet to be one of the main places identified where they're colluding with people to get this cooperation? Think about what I'm saying. Think about it smart. Because who runs Neighborhood Watch? The Sheriff's Department and the Department of Homeland Security runs them. Absolutely. Okay? And you would not... So you should Google all intelligence agencies to gang stalking. All law enforcement at the federal, state, and local level to gang stalking. Absolutely. And you would not believe what else I know. But I gotta get my fellow American citizens. I'm making these videos in order to educate the public about the truth, because the average citizen who's being used by these wild satanic whores, if they knew the truth, they tell these people to go straight to hell. Okay? Do you really think that an average person, if you walked up to an average person and said, hey, we're human traffickers and we want you to do this against this innocent person so it assists us in breaking the victim down, and I know you might not see how that could be done, but trust me, it's happening. Okay? No, they're not going to walk up to them and say that they're connected to all these 6 satanic sadistic crimes. I mean, Google torture and gang stalking. Google the following descriptions to gang stalking. You ready? Rape, gang rape, human trafficking, falsified arrest, falsified imprisonment, okay, assaults, property theft, property damage, making victims homeless. Do you really think that these types of descriptions are connected to people that have your safety in mind? Absolutely not. So then how could then these types of people be getting the community assistance in this crime? Because they are lying to the community members about who the victim is to get them to do things for them. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this as well. Check this out, because if you find it, which you should be able to, and if I remember to, I'll include it in an upcoming Periscope link it in the title. Go to YouTube and type in Greg Szymanski and Julian McKinney live leak broadcast. Now, the current broadcast that's on YouTube right now concerning him interviewing Julian McKinney has been divided into 4 or 5 videos where they're 9 or 10 minutes long. But there used to be a video that was at least an hour and 15 or 20 minutes long that showed her exposing a lot more. But you should still be able to find those videos where somebody copied the video and then chopped it up into 9-minute segments. Now, in that video, and Julian McKinney is an ex-military intelligence officer, she's saying that the people that they're getting to harass each gang stalking victims are the ones who are currently being what? Neurally choreographed. Remote neural monitoring. Meaning that they're being brain mapped. Okay? So if you can bait a neighbor to say a certain thing around a victim, does that mean that they're remotely neurally choreographing the language area of the brain? If you can get a person to put their hands to their face around a gang stalking victim, are they remotely neurally choreographing the motor cortex connected to physical gestures? There was I think it was a National Geographic. It was one of those scientific magazines back in 2012. I seen it at Ross Grocery Store. I took a video picture of it with my camera, and the whole cover of it was dedicated to on the cover of it showed a human brain, and then right above the brain on the right side it said language and physical gestures have been brain mapped. And so go to YouTube, and just go to Google and type in gang stalking repeating words and phrases around victims and gang stalking repeating physical gestures around victims. Do the math. Okay? So you got an ex-military intelligence agency officer saying that the ones who are harassing and gang stalking victims are the ones who are currently being neurally choreographed. Because victims there's an extreme likelihood that all victims of the crime have already been brain mapped. So Google that to gang stalking. Hold on. Right? So, just put 2 and 2 together. Look at the techniques of the crime and then look at what she says about that and think to yourself, because we all got to use our common sense here. Do you really think that murdering law enforcement that's connected to human trafficking and murder and rape and gang rape and extreme human trafficking, we're talking about really bad human trafficking. Do you really honestly think that these type of vile animals, see if you hear, oh my God. Do you really honestly, just scratch that last statement. Now, do you really honestly think that those types of people are going to tell people that they're using what they're involved in? Of course not. Think smart. Okay? Think smart. So, part of the way that they're getting people to do things for them is by creating fake, bogus criminal investigation files about the victim. Using a badge to back it up with a creative verbal lie. Okay? And a badge. You should watch that YouTube video, Listen to a Stranger. Okay? It shows how easy it is to get the cooperation of anybody, of people that are going in and out of a store. And I want to let you know that every single thing in that video, from beginning to end, are gang stalking techniques. Absolutely. So just Google what you see concerning what you're visually seeing. Apply a verbal language to the, make descriptions of what you're visually seeing. Okay? And then just type them into gang stalking. Like, you can go to Google and type in how gang stalking is going on in grocery stores, restaurants, movie theaters, banks, post offices, universities. Do you honestly believe for one use your common sense. And I know I'm being a little bit verbally redundant, but think about what I'm saying. Do you honestly think that it's natural for total strangers to harass another total stranger to them in very peculiar, strange, bizarre ways? Do you honestly think that it's natural for people to walk up to you and assault you? Okay? Do you honestly think that it's natural for these satanic rats who are hosting this at the community level to be using neighbors against a totally innocent person? The victim's innocent, and most of the people they're using for the mild, propped up, overt harassment are innocent. The only ones that are guilty here are the satanic bitches who are hosting it. So you should take a real thorough, long look at the police and gang stalking. Okay? Oh, absolutely. I mean, because federal, state, county, and local law enforcement are the only satanic bitches who got the power to walk into a business. They're the only ones that got the power to influence a bank manager to do things against the gang stalking victim. They're the only ones that got the power to get post office employees to steal or delay your rent or steal or delay your mail or tamper with it. Okay? It's not some dumbass street dog that can walk into a post office, a federal building, and say, we want you to steal this mail, or we want you to delay it. No. It's the fucking government that's doing this sick shit. Now, in closing, go to Google and type in rape, gang rape, robbery, assaults, falsified arrests, falsified or staged events in gang stalking, murder in gang stalking, torture in gang stalking, and I think you're going to start getting the picture. Okay? So I want you to see this bike. Okay? When I lock it up at night at wooded areas, it's locked up with this. The front bike rack is locked up with the cable lock. The back bike rack is locked up with cable locks. Okay? And these things fit nicely on the back bike rack so they don't fall out. And then I got like an Alice bag that goes on the front of it. Now, so stay tuned to this account, and remember, after March 31st, 2021, I will no longer be able to make any Periscope videos through this account. So, you need to pay attention to all links that are pasted within the title of Periscope videos. Some of them show my blog links, some of them show evidence links, some of them show links that are dedicated to massive exposures, and I think I already got maybe even one or two of my Twitter links attached to them. So I promise you'll get one of those from me. That way you can follow me on Twitter every day to see what I post. Okay? And let's see if my Twitter account gets shut down. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of conservatives and a lot of gang stalking victims having their Twitter account being shut down through Twitter. All right, I got to go. Everybody, thank you for listening. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Today's date is March 13th, 2021.